guys. Going through my Transformers looking for ones that I haven't yet reviewed, I made a realization. I have a grand total of 2 Starscreams. One is a little tiny piece of junk, and the other is this thing. Man, I really need to get some more Starscreams. Hopefully I can get Siege. Anyways, this is when we're going to go with the review. And here we go with Starscream Energon version. You guys may notice that I have a bunch of Energon figures that I am reviewing. That's because I didn't really start getting back into collecting Transformers until right near the ass end of Beast Machines. So, when I got the chances to do this kind of stuff, hey, they were the only Transformers out there at the time, so I went ahead and got them. This is the only fairly good Starscream I have. The other one is, I think it's the Prime Sequels version, and it is tiny. I might do a review on it at some point, but I'll just be insulting it the entire time. I didn't want it. It was my ex-fiance's choice, and she gave it to me, and still don't want the damn thing. Anyways, let's get into this guy. Okay. Now, I've always been impressed with this particular one, even though he's made out of that translucent plastic that has a tendency to start sticking and breaking really early on. He actually looks really good in both robot mode and his alt mode. He's got landing gears. Yeah, he's still Starscream, so yeah, he's going to have basically a bot underneath the plane. But, unlike most of them, this bot actually hides underneath the plane really well. In fact, you can barely tell that there's a robot there. The guns pop off, and we'll get more into what the guns do later. Come on. This is what I mean by sticking when it comes to the translucent plastic. That stuff has a horrible habit of breaking too. Alright, let's see if I can get him done up without breaking him. I like the details on him. I really wish that they had gone a little bit more on the more expensive side when it came to these, but it makes sense considering at that time it was not advantageous to the company to be doing very expensive figures. Okay. Come on. Don't. I had no trouble transforming you earlier. Trying to be careful with him because this whole series was horrible about breakage. And this is where it sticks. Okay. Okay, and there he is, Starscream. He does have a couple of missile firing things just below the wings, which it makes no sense to me for them to pop the way they do. But there were missiles that fired out of here, and I don't know, they're probably in the crate that I usually store most of my Transformers in. His gun and sword, you can put them in his hand, like this, which doesn't look too bad, even though that gun is way oversized for him. But even in the cartoon, they did this really stupid thing where the gun and the sword combined into one weapon. Come on, Starscream, stand up. I know you want to go back in the box, but still. Okay. This is the sword that he wielded in the stupid-ass series, and for some reason they gave him in this toy line. That thing is big enough for a combiner. In fact, I actually had it on one of my combiners for a while until I built better weapons. Altogether, the character's great. I mean, he's got a good head sculpt. He's got elbow joint. He can lift his arm when you can get him in the right position. Yeah, this whole thing. He lifts his arm all the way up. He's got a little bit of extra give there because of the transformation joint. He has no waist swivel. He can do the full splits if you can get the legs in the right position. He has a knee joint that really is sticky on this one. But it's ratcheted, so no surprise there considering the age of the figure. And he's got basically, you can do that because of that transformation. That probably doesn't help for posing. He's not one of those guys that you really want to have on the shelf. I probably will at some point, but I'm not in any major interest of doing so. He is fairly posable. He's just not as posable as some of my others. In fact, you practically have to have anything to stand him in any way but straight up and down. He cannot have his legs too far apart, he can't have them too close together, and they kind of have to be at a weird angle to even hold him up. And then, on top of that, you give him this huge ass sword that makes him incredibly top heavy, so he leans forward half the time. There we go. That's about as good a pose as I've ever got him in. I like the guy. I think he looks great, but I really need to get some other Starscreams, because this guy just does not suit the Starscreams that they have come out with since him. Anyways, that's, well, basically my one a week, because I'm trying to switch over to one a week on reviews. I think maybe next time I'll do a Beast Wars or a Beast Machine, or I might even go as far back as Armada, because I got a couple of really cool Armada ones. Well, sort of cool. I mean, it's kind of a jerk-off thing. But there's Starscream, Energon Starscream. Hope you guys liked it. I know my reviews are short and not as detailed as some others, but what are you going to do with this kind of thing? I mean, this thing is questionable at best. Even if I do like it, he's kind of a piece of junk. Anyways, enjoy.